00011.
Yes.
0000111.
I love that show.
0000. All right. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips Podcast. I'm your host, Rod. Joined as always on our co-host,
Karen.
and we're live on a Wednesday, wrapping up the week with some podcasting. Find us everywhere you get podcasts. The official weapon of the show is an unofficial sport.
Football.
And bullet ball extreme, and just show keeping, show notes. You know what housekeeping notes.
Somebody taking notes.
Yeah, notes somewhere. Okay. The Black Friday sale ends this Friday completely. So just know that if you're hearing our voice before Friday at midnight, you still got a little chance. That's number one. Number two, I sent an email out to all the premium folks because Rapid Feeds, our website that normally hosts the RSS feed, is down. So I've sent everybody links in the email to the premium shows, and you can just copy and paste them into your podcast player apps except Spotify, which doesn't use third-party RSS feed. But you can copy and paste them into your apps and just use your password that you use on our website, not the TBGWT password. I'm talking about your username, your password, and you should get access. If you don't get access to the RSS feed, whether it's for Balls, Esports, pregame, it should be the same for each link. Email me, theblackouttest@gmail.com. I'll help you reset your password in case you don't get the email or something like that. But I sent that email out to everybody who's premium that has, their account, their emails available on the site. So, hopefully that takes care of everything and until Rapid Feeds gets back up. But that's a good workaround. The only issue is that it only shows you the last 300 episodes. So anything older than 300 episodes ago, you have to go to our website to listen. But it shouldn't be too much of an issue for most of those feeds because one, you probably just listen to the most current stuff, but then two, the most of the feeds don't have over 300 episodes. Only I think Balls Deep in the pregame are over 300 at this point. So anyway, just wanted to give y'all a heads up before we move into the show. And we do plan to do a feedback show Saturday, but then of course after that, with travel to New York, working for Game Theory, that's when we'll see how often we can do the show. All right, the official weapon of the show is
the taser,
and the unofficial sport,
football,
and bullet ball extreme. Okay, it's always extreme over here. Y'all knew that. And let's get into our segments. Let's start first with some coronavirus news. Which is still out here spreading, y'all. It's still getting around like TJ Holmes at a work function.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Okay. Oh, great. And now the thing that normally plays the audio doesn't want to play. Coronavirus. There we go.
Look, here we go again. We got variants. Really need to keep a mask on hand and follow the plan. Get the vaccine and second shots, whether woman or man. Black out who tips is doing their part, but the dumbest expand. Niggas would rather believe a bunch of misinformation. Fuck y'all idiots not getting shots. Now we gotta regress. If we keep going in this direction, we never can rest. Never can get back to the lives we be living the best. Damn fool, stop the lying. Stop the intubation crying. Cause it's your fault that motherfuckers dying. Damn fool, stop the lying, stop the ventilator crying, cause it's your fault the motherfuckers dying. I do not understand this shit, I'm not a fan of this. We would like one win from the pandemic championship, but fuckers wanna leave it to game 7 with Giannis Delta Kumpo blocking forward progression and Chris middle fingers to your plans, man. Damn. Looks like it's no true holiday for you and your mans. I'm sick of black people dying for real, so I'm just writing this new piece to let you know how I feel.
Coronavirus.
Yeah. Fuck that COVID-19, it's unseen, it's creeping in the air for you to breathe, yeah. So fuck that COVID-19, it's unseen, it's creeping in the air for you to breathe, yeah.
Coronavirus news is still out here, so we still talk about it. COVID evolution wipes out another antibody treatment threatening the country's medicine cabinet. So apparently the COVID keeps mutating.
Right.
It's not the same as when it first arrived. And Eli Lilly, the maker of Telovimab, which I have actually never heard of that or seen a commercial for, but it has stopped the commercial distribution of that treatment because they need to update the antibody therapies
to make it stronger or something.
to make it different to attack the newer variants.
Oh, like here they had like a new version, which okay, I see what you're saying.
Lilly will continue to search for and evaluate monoclonal antibodies to identify potential candidates for clinical development against new variants. They said, but as of right now, they're not putting them out because the two variants, the BQs is what they're calling them, are causing about 75% of U.S. infections. And so, they said, why basically throw something at it that's not going to work.
Agreed.
So they said it's also undermining the effectiveness of EVU Shield, a type of pre-exposure therapy that provides an extra boost of protection for people who struggle to generate a strong immune response when vaccinated. For now, EVU Shield continues to have emergency use authorization for the FDA, though the agency warned last month about the emergence of variants that are not neutralized by EVU Shield. Yeah, man. So this is just letting people know. Keep your head on the swivel.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else we got out here. The CDC has encouraged people to wear masks again to help prevent the spread of COVID, flu, and RSV over the holidays.
Right, because this time of the year, people go inside, and when you're inside, you don't have the same flow of air. Because when you're outside, it's different. You have air, you have wind, you have all these types of things kind of floating around you and pushing particles around. When you're in the house, particularly for long periods of time, and you're talking and you're laughing and you're giggling and you're yelling and screaming or whatever you do inside the house with your family and friends, all of a sudden you have a concentration of things happening in the air. And so they know this time of the year people want to visit for Christmas, people are going to want to visit for New Year's, traveling has upticked and things like that. So they're going, hey, it's okay to do these things, but just be aware.
The thing I always find interesting with this is that they have said the same thing for a long time.
Yeah, their message has not changed.
And people always treat these updates like a change of direction from the CDC. Mm-hmm. They have never changed this. They have always said masking up in public places where it's crowded. They've always said that this may be a thing where it's seasonal and we have to mask up and be more cautious during certain parts of the year and not others. Like, they've been pretty upfront about that, but I've already seen people be like, shocking news, the CDC says encourages masking. It's like, they said they would do this if the numbers went back up. The numbers going back up because it's the fall. So it's not really a change in direction or some shocking news. And I wish our news and people on social media weren't so reactionary, because I think it's like alarmism, mm-hmm. when it should be like putting, I don't know, like it should be like wearing an umbrella or something, like getting an umbrella, like, hey, it's raining out, get an umbrella. We don't go, shocking news, the weatherman says it's time for umbrellas. We got, it's raining. Is, the forecast is a lot more COVID out there and RSV and flu. So mask up when you're going to be around people or you're going to be in tight spaces or something like that, which to me doesn't seem that crazy.
No, it doesn't. And like you say, everything has to be shocking. The news just can't be basic, regular ass, boring news. The news has to be to the extreme, and it's one of them things where the CDC is not doing this, but people are treating the CDC like the boy who cried wolf. When in reality they're keeping their message the same. They are not the ones putting up the alerts. The public is, and the media is, and so after a while, people become numb to it. To the consistent thing about the sky's falling, the sky's falling, the sky's falling, the sky's falling. It's like, well, the sky really isn't falling. But if you act like that all the time, people are going to tap out. Yeah. Because nobody is built to be on 10 all the time.
Yeah. Or in a almost, I agree, but I think in a almost more insidious way, I think it is designed for the fact that a lot of people can't and don't know how to tap out. And so it's like I'm making a following and a flock out of this alarmism every time something changes. Like the person I saw say this, like everyone was retweeting the, like, in a shocking reversal, like everyone's like, see, the CDC ain't shit. And I was like, it's really to keep people together in a way of like, we're not leaving the house or we're scared. Here's a thing we can blame as if every fucking country in the world at this point hasn't been like, just get vaccinated and move on. Like even China at this point is giving up on trying to enforce the strictest lockdown stuff because it's just like it ain't happening.
Right. And the thing is, our quote unquote lockdown is nothing compared to theirs, because you know they've been kind of talking about this, and I understand a lot of their protesting, because their protesting was, hey, people died in the fucking burning building because y'all fucking melted the door shut. That's completely different than, you know, we just want y'all niggas to wear masks. Those things are not the same.
For the uninsured, COVID care has entered a new stage of crisis. Yeah, it's going to become hard for people to get care for COVID-19 if you're poor or you're uninsured. After paying about $25 billion to healthcare providers over the course of the pandemic to reimburse them for vaccinating, testing, and treating people without insurance, the federal government is running low on funds for COVID care for the nearly 30 million Americans who are uninsured. The Biden administration is asking Congress to replenish its coffers, but its pleas to lawmakers this year have so far been unsuccessful. Warning about the threat of new subvariants as winter approaches, the White House asked Congress last month for more than $9 billion in additional funding for the pandemic response. Some of that money would go towards ensuring that Americans, including those without insurance, continue to have access to vaccines and treatments. But Republicans ain't doing it. And now that they won the House, I don't even know what the fuck you gonna do next year. Because they couldn't get it done this year with Manchin and Sinema. You don't get Warnock, who did win last night. I really wasn't doubting that he would win, by the way. That one I wasn't panicked over. I get it. People that were watching it closely and you know, watching the news about it probably felt away, but I thought obviously I thought obviously Herschel Walker would be quote unquote close, because you can put anybody against a Democrat in Georgia and they're gonna get almost 50% of the vote. But considering I just didn't see a way for that motherfucker to win. Scary part should be that if they had nominated anybody else, they would have beat Warnock. That's probably the truth. But anyway, they said but yeah, basically like the Biden administration wants to extend this stuff, but between the House and the Senate, they haven't been able to get it passed, because everybody's starting to be like, well, we're just gonna do this forever. It's like, well, as long as the virus is here and the threat, yes.
Right. Yes. Yeah. The answer is yes. And the thing is, not trying funny, I pay taxes. Guess what? My taxes never motherfucking do. Go goddamn down. They don't go down, bitch. So take my money and cover everybody.
Yeah. And the problem is especially acute in states that have yet to expand Medicaid under the Affordable Care Act, where Republicans run. Now, this is the thing I'm going to, and this goes to Georgia and almost every state. It is a goddamn shame that we can't even depend on white people to see how fucked Republicans are getting them and go, you know what? Like, literally, motherfuckers want the best for you. Like, comparatively, when you look at like the platforms people run on, the only thing Republicans have left are culture wars of bigotry and oppression. And the fact that because it's up to you, they not letting us vote. They suppressing the shit out of our votes. And when we do vote, they're doing as much as they can to gerrymander and suppress and keep our votes from being counted in ways that would have give us the most power. You know, my state right now got something in the Supreme Court where they trying to make it so that you can't even enforce the fucking election in North Carolina, and Republicans can basically steal the election. So it's a damn shame we can't depend on just white people to see what we see and go, well, that's not right. That's not American or fair or whatever patriotic lies they tell themselves about this country. Why can't they just lie in that? Why can't they believe it then? Like, how come they can't be like, well, damn, even if I don't believe the same thing as you, it doesn't make sense that you're not allowed to vote. Or even if I'm gonna vote for this person because I'm scared of gay people, whatever the fuck, they lost me when they said they weren't gonna expand Medicaid, or they weren't going to take the funds from the federal government and use them to invest in our roads and infrastructure. They should have lost me then as a fiscal Republican or whatever the fuck you tell yourself. It is amazing that we can count on white people to always do the most asinine thing at the voting booth, man. And so I think that's where the sadness comes in, is because I feel like as much as I'm Joe Biden and this administration and the Democrats kicked ass this year in a time when they were supposed to lose everything. And I'll never, ever let that go or take that for granted, because everybody had them getting mollywopped and all that shit. I was not that nervous, but still, I'm disappointed in that didn't come as a reflection in the House too. Same. And I get that the House is lower standards. I get that the candidates can be more wacky and all that shit. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter.
No, it shouldn't.
It doesn't matter what your race is. You should be able to look at some of these lunatics and be like, absolutely not.
Not you.
Unless y'all gonna give me a better option as a candidate, absolutely not. And it's a damn shame that like Republicans refuse to do that. And a lot of times Democratic voters are the ones that won't go, well, you know what? This candidate is good, but not great. Let me go ahead and vote for him.
Yep, they go, Republicans, not perfect, fuck it.
Yeah, Republicans actually be like, this person is terrible and I don't care.
Don't care.
Because Warnock still had a close fucking victory. It wasn't this landslide. It wasn't like 60-40 as a rebuke to Herschel Walker, and that's really a damn shame. Lastly, so many hoes. Judge tears apart case against COVID-19 restriction flouting nightclub. This is in the UK. The first hint the Crown might have trouble winning its case against a nightclub accused of posting videos on social media of patrons flouting the COVID-19 restrictions came when the judge overseeing the proceedings asked what Facebook was.
What? How are you a judge? This is all jokes aside. This is that shit when young people be like, hey dog, you can't have these positions and not know a motherfucking thing about technology. Nobody, no family, no friends. What? How are you making the decision? Do you even know what the internet is?
You don't know what Facebook is? How?
How, Sway?
Has it never come up in court ever before? What? That should like legitimately be like disqualifying from the bench. Like at this point, not knowing what Facebook is about you. It's more of a problem. Even if you hate Facebook,
right?
It's still more of an issue for you than it is for the fucking community,
right?
What?
You cannot oversee and make a good judgment on this when you don't even know what the fuck we're talking about.
I know they was happy they got this judge in that fucking nightclub. Over the course of an hour and a half last month, Judicial Justice Brett Adair shredded Northern Health's prosecution of Lambda Cabaret, rejecting public complaints as hearsay, questioning the relevance of a video showing a lineup of unmasked people, and asking how he could be sure someone hadn't hacked the nightclub's Facebook account. There are so many holes in this case. It's like someone shot a shotgun, he said at one point. There are holes all over the place. As I say, it's not just one blast of a shotgun, it's multiple blasts. Dog.
Who y'all put in offices, man? I don't know if this person.
This is the UK. I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works. Let's not go down that. Lambda Cabaret, known as Club 1177, identified itself as a safe space for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, and two-spirit community in northern BC. The business made headlines last winter after Northern Health issued a series of Public Health Act violation tickets to the nightclub for ignoring mask requirements, failing to check patrons for vaccination status, and ultimately refusing to shut down in the face of a closure order.
For the safety of the population.
Yep. The case appeared to be a slam dunk. But the social media equivalent of someone firing a weapon, giving their name and address, and then explaining why they did it. That's what it looked like. not just a smoking gun. The cabaret posted videos on Facebook of large groups of unmasked people dancing and drinking and putting up a sign saying they weren't following the BC's vaccine passport policy. Open with 0 mandates 2 weekends in a row, one post declared. The media is the virus. Nigga, what? Oh, they must have got hacked. How I know it ain't Photoshop? Wow.
Is this an anti-mask person or
the judge? I don't know. I
mean, I'm just asking because
I know why you're asking, but I'm just telling you I don't know. Yeah, this is crazy. Oh my God. Environmental Health Officer David Crichton acted as the Crown, and his only witness was another Environmental Health Officer, Joy Ching. They had hoped to try 8 violation tickets all at once, but Adair said he wanted to go one by one. Started with a ticket related to Facebook posts. Hang on. What is a social media post? Boy, you about to be the most dumbest. What?
How was nobody saying you just don't know? You can't preside over this. You can't do this case.
Oh my God.
How old is this person? 110? I don't understand.
What kind of judge was this? You know who could have benefited from this judge?
No, you don't understand, man. You don't understand.
Are we done here? Do not insult my intelligence.
She would have got off.
She would have got off, y'all.
She would have got that money she was asking for.
Yeah, she would have got every dime.
She would have got all the emotional pain and suffering.
She'd have got paid.
How can you even prove that it wasn't a date and a marriage proposal? What is a date? There are posts that Lambda Cabaret made on Facebook, Chang answered. How do you know they made them on Facebook? It was on their Facebook page. Adair went on to say he wasn't a technical person, but did know that accounts could be hacked. He asked how he could be sure that the defendant posted the video. I know Facebook exists. I don't use Facebook, he went on to say. What is it? What does it show? This so holier than thou ass, like, oh, y'all be on Facebook? Couldn't be me. So yeah, this is insane. But yeah, these people won. Which I mean, I guess, hey, that's a win for the LGBTQ community. As long as
this is not the win you want. You want your people to be safe.
As long as you believe that LGBTQ people can't be held accountable for things, then this is a win. It's that simple.
I wouldn't take this win.
No. Not a fan.
Not a fan at all. This is stupid. This is absolutely ridiculous.
All right, let's get to some regular ass news then. Karen is all hyped up, guys. Gotta see if we can calm her down.
Let's go to the regular born ass news. Hey, this news jazzy. That one goes hard. What is a beat?
What is a beat? What's a podcast? Shein, the clothing line Shein?
Yes, you got me some stuff from there. I like it.
Well, no more, because they gonna, well, actually, I guess now I can shop there. They will spend $15 million to improve working conditions at factories and end long working days.
A lot of people buy a lot of stuff from there.
A UK documentary exposed Shein's working conditions and brutal tactics. So they're trying to clear up their brand name by making a hefty donation. They said they will donate $15 million to improve factories in its supply chain. The next 3 to 4 years are dedicated to improving working conditions. You know what's funny about that is to say it's a donation to your own supply chain. Isn't that just an investment in your business?
In the business.
Like if you just view or value the idea of not, having slaves, it's really just an investment.
And somebody bought a chat room. You know what that means? Price is going up.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like I wonder,
you ain't gonna be able to go out there and find you a whole outfit for $2.50 no more. You gotta pay right. Full price.
Buy 2, we'll give you $5.
Right, them deals is gone.
Yeah, the fast fashion industry creates a lot of like waste and all that. Like it's a lot of negative stuff about it that people talk about. and it's cheap as shit, and a lot of times it's like it's convenient for people. You don't have to go to a store or try anything on. The returns and the resizing and stuff is pretty well done. So but yeah, anytime something is cheap, fast, and all this, it's slavery.
It ain't cheap and fast for no reason.
Anytime, it's like whenever people get surprised about Amazon work conditions, I'm like, guys, you can order an entire fucking kitchen set, and all the appliances, and it can be there the next day. Clearly, that's slavery.
Come on! And if you live in certain cities, I can order something that shit be there in 2 hours. We don't want to wait for anything.
I can be like, I want some grapes, and they'll be like, do you want them there by 3 to 5 p.m., 5 to 7 p.m., or 7 to 9 p.m.?
Come on!
And then they'll be like, for $2 more, we'll have it delivered to your house right now.
Right.
Buy 2 more things in this box, and when the person gets there, they'll actually come in and fix your cable. Whatever. Like, that's slavery. There's no other way to pay for that. That person can't be getting, they got to be stressed the fuck out, because I'm not the only customer. So they got to be stressed the fuck out constantly. They can't be getting paid enough, because there's never going to be enough to deal with that shit.
Right.
And yeah, the conditions of work have to be horrible. And I think deep down we be knowing it, but then also on an individual level, it's not much you can do about it. And with the way shit costs, a lot of times you need the cheapness, or else it wouldn't, closet full of Shein, because your closet ain't gonna be full of Balenciaga.
Nope.
Which is also made with children slaves or some shit. I don't know. It's just I don't know the rules. It's all fucked up.
Right.
Anyway,
you dig into anything deep enough, it goes back to slavery just about.
Hopefully those people get some actual, help, and it works out. A class action lawsuit says Apple AirTags allowed men to stalk and harass ex-partners.
I was reading about this.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you got it.
Oh, I'm about to say, this is really interesting, because it's one of those things where you have these AirTags, which is actually they're not designed for people. They're designed for things. I know when you make things, you have no control of what people are going to do. The thing is, like, people need to be charged. People need to go to jail. That could be very scary. People just be dropping this shit on you. People have found them underneath their tires and all types of shit, like stalkers and all that type of stuff. Then, that now there needs to be a way to turn that shit off. Like, a lot of times it's the person that owns it is the only person that could turn it off. That shouldn't be so. If I find something and it's not mine, I should be able to turn that bitch off. But at the same time, it's one of those things to where it's almost a catch-22, because I know some people, they use these AirTags in their luggage to track their luggage. So, it's one of those things to where, somebody finds something, man, I got an AirTag around me, you turn my shit off, we're going to have a problem. So it's like, okay, it has to be a balance there too. Because a lot of people are using it for the right reason, but you need to punish the people that are not.
Yeah, it scared the hell out of me one time, because I remember when I was in New York and I had my Airbnb, I guess someone must have moved in or been, in the Airbnb the next over or something. And so they must have had an Apple AirTag or something. And when I went to like do something, or my phone popped up with like a alert of like, hey, an Apple AirTag is moving along with you. And I'm like, did somebody put something on me? Did something? And it just probably was just, they were in the next apartment over, and it was just kind of close enough that it alerted me to the proximity. So, but I can imagine, I was scared. I'm a grown ass man. I got this alert at like 2-3 in the morning. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
And I can't even imagine if I was, someone dealing with a stalker and this shit happened.
All right, go ahead with the story. Yeah, the story is
I'm about
crazy.
to read it. On Monday, 2 women have filed lawsuits against Apple after they were stalked by exes using the company's controversial AirTags. On Monday, the class action lawsuit was filed in a San Francisco federal court on behalf of Lauren Hughes and Jane Doe. Both women claim that the device Apple has called stalker-proof is actually the complete opposite.
Oh, so you promoted their stalker proof? No.
That's what they say.
Oh.
According to the filing, the victims were tracked by former romantic partners using the tags, raising further safety concerns. In court filings, Hughes of Travis County, Texas, detailed being followed by her ex-boyfriend who was using the $29 device to harass her once their 3-month relationship ended. He placed the AirTag into the wheel well of one of her car tires and colored it with a Sharpie to disguise it. When he refused to stop stalking her and leaving objects at her home, the victim checked into a hotel. While there, she received a notification on her iPhone that an AirTag had also tracked her there. She was forced to move to a new residence, and her ex followed her there too. The second plaintiff shared a similar tale of her ex-husband tracking her movements by secretly placing an AirTag in their child's backpack. After disabeling the device, she soon found another one in its place. The lawsuit says the man has displayed a commitment to stalking his former wife despite her efforts to stop the harassment. Since their debut in 2021, AirTags have been shrouded in criticism. Touted as a way to keep up with the personal belongings, these easily concealed devices have been used in much more malicious ways. Just days ago, reality star Nene Leakes revealed in her Instagram files that she discovered an AirTag tracking her. Rapper Exhibit also recently shared he found an AirTag on his car. In June, an Indiana woman made headlines for using the gadget to track and ultimately kill her boyfriend. Despite the backlash, Apple is refusing to discontinue the Bluetooth locator. They have added additional safety features such as alerting people sooner if someone is tracking them, which has done little to avert determined stalkers. And the company has not publicly addressed the lawsuit. Yeah, that's scary as shit, man.
Yeah, it might, not trying to funny. It might be something where they were like, just get rid of the shit. Like, and that's sad because you have a lot of people that, you know, like to know that they're in Charlotte, North Carolina, and that their luggage is in West Virginia and shit like that. But, you know, for a lot of people, they're like, yeah, that's small compared to somebody tracking a whole ass human being.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's scary as fuck. And yeah, I wonder what it's going to take for what kind of lawsuit, what kind of thing is going to happen for Apple to
somebody's
change that.
Yeah, somebody's family member is going to die from one of these stalkers, and it's going to be a lawsuit, and I could see be a class action lawsuit, you know, because you know, you ignore it, something like this, it becomes a bigger problem. And I know a lot of people have them and things like that, but yeah, that is.
And the wild part is that Apple just happens to be the one that tells you. Like, they didn't invent this technology. They're not the only ones with it. They just happen to be the ones that tell you. And also because iPhones are so ubiquitous that people probably can like be alerted, which is why everybody should have an iPhone. Because without it, you know, imagine you have an Android, you be getting stalked by your ex, you don't even know. You know, don't trust anybody to tell you to get an Android out there, ladies.
Oh Lord,
don't trust them. San Francisco passes law to allow police officers to use deadly remote control robots.
No, and Karen was right. Remember that motherfucking dog or some shit we was talking about? And everybody thought, oh, it's cute. I was like, that motherfucker gonna kill everybody around them. I was right. I was right about something. Because all this means is we don't have to use the manpower. So when y'all go out there and protest and want to fight for your rights and want to go out there and demand better drinking water or demand we don't cut down the trees and shit, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna send this motherfucker out here and do the work for us. So we don't have to get our hands dirty. You ain't gonna be popping us upside the head no more.
Okay. Well, you were right that they can use these robots. I think we'll probably see them more in stuff like what we saw with there was a guy who shot up a bunch of police officers in like Texas, I believe, at a Black Lives Matter march or something. And he like barricaded himself up in like a parking complex, and they basically sent in like a remote control bomb unit or something and blew it up and killed the dude or some shit. And a lot of people were like, that's extremely controversial, blah, blah, blah. Now, it's hard to make a case because dude shot like however many innocent police, you know, and it was at random. So it wasn't like these police did something to me. It was like, you know, he was like black, but he wanted to start the race war himself, you know. And it's hard to have, he's not a sympathetic figure. So it's hard for people to make a case about precedent there. But that was, to me, was the first like, that's new. like I don't think I've heard that before, you know, to send some, and because it, you know, when it's like a fucking white dude or some shit shooting up a black church, it's, you know, it's like, let him come out on his own and we'll take him to get some Burger King.
Right. You don't send shit up there and fucking blow them up.
You want some Chick-fil-A, champ? Come on out. Let's talk about it.
Right.
Black dude, they just like send in the bomb dog or whatever and blow up the robot.
Correct.
And so I do wonder about that. And they had great PR for this. I kind of fell for it. The first time I really saw one of these in the field was a robot that was like helping homeless people get like stuff during COVID.
That's how it starts.
And you called it there. I thought you might have been a little bit paranoid, but I was wrong. You were right.
It starts adorable, and then next thing you know, little fluffy robotic Fido is shooting you in the head.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's Robo King. Let's keep it going. A man was stung to death while talking to bees that he believed to be his reincarnated ancestors. He thought they were reincarnations of his ancestors. This happened in South Africa. Inkosintha Njimbana, 58, died at his Alara home outside of QO. I don't even know how you pronounce this. QONCE, Quants. Yeah, I don't even know how you pronounce it. There's no U after the Q.
He got himself in a sticky situation.
Sticky because of the beehive honey?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. How do you pronounce this? I'm about to see pronunciation. That's it's crazy. It tells you, it's like, you want to pronounce quince? Like, no, I want to pronounce quants or whatever this shit is. It is not on here. All right, well, all right, cool. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a lot of like, pronounce these 7 words. I'm like, I just wanted another one. But all right. So yeah, he died because he thought these were his living relatives that were visiting him in the form of bees. Some people think it could be lizards.
Be them soon.
And they say perform the correct traditional rituals. And I guess maybe he's allergic to bees or he performed the wrong one.
Something happened. Some miscommunication somewhere.
They nested on his property in the Eastern Cape, and he thought that was a sign. Man, religion is wild. Traditional spokesperson.
And the thing about bees, and I know this might sound crazy, I'm not a beekeeper. I didn't learn this as an adult. I didn't know that bees could go underground and shit like that. So you don't want to fuck with bees. What? No.
What does that have to do with anything? Bees can go underground?
Yes.
Okay.
He out here fucking with bees because they was on his land, and this one of those things where they didn't say if they was underground. It could have been in a tree. Yeah, they could have been anywhere.
Yeah, and
I'm just bringing up a random ass fact.
Okay. I thought maybe it was. No. It's my fault for thinking it was related to anything I had to talk about. I'm sorry. This is on me. Don't worry about it. Let's move on.
I'm sorry, baby.
No, it's not your fault. It's my fault. I just said it was my fault. I shouldn't have asked no follow-up questions. This is the most painful thing to ever befall our family. The man's brother, Mandela, said, "We don't understand why they were so angry with him, yet he had welcomed them to his home. He never tried to violently chase them away." First of all, if you chasing bees, the bees win any. That's not how that works in the first. Bees don't be like, "Oh no, run." They be like, "Oh no, sting his ass. Everybody together now."
Protect our queen.
And they like kamikaze. Bees sting once and die. Like they mean that shit.
Oh, yes.
It'd be funny if it was his ancestors and it was like, I never liked this bitch ass anyway. Come on over here.
Yeah, they have to make a conscious decision. They ain't like the wasp that could tear your ass up multiple times.
It's time for you to join me as a reincarnated bee, motherfucker. Come here.
I've been stung once. That shit is not fun.
Yeah, so man, what a weird way to die. I just
Oh, how long did it take them to get the stingers out? Because once they fall off, the stingers they sit.
They're just in.
Dig it.
He died, Karen. What's the point of taking him out?
That's true.
He done. It's over.
Oh, okay. I still would think they would take him out. Like I know you dead, but I mean, before we give it to your family, let's at least take the stingers out.
Okay. A British man claims his big penis size cost him a job opportunity.
What, you slapped a job in the face with your dick? What's happening here?
He's a 22-year-old man. He claims he was denied a job opportunity because his penis is too big. Humble brag. It's a great advertisement for his penis, though. It's in a British documentary on Channel 4 called My Massive Cock, where he revealed that his life is in shambles because of his huge penis.
I mean, this is the first thing I see. I don't understand.
It's about 9.5 inches now. The scaling is off quite off. It's thicker than my forearm. It's about 7 inches around, Joe said. He admits that he has to wear special underwear with an added pouch to prevent his penis from falling out and to fit everything in. Due to a lack of social acceptance and the loss of a job opportunity, the 22-year-old said he is considering getting a reduction surgery on his large genitalia. The response I got was, "You're not going to get the job. We thought you were a good candidate, but we thought there was inappropriate behavior happening. They thought I had an erection throughout the whole interview, and they were very much like, your attire wasn't right. They clearly meant we can see your dick." So he couldn't get the job. Dick too big.
Dick too bomb, apparently.
Yeah, it's it's just kind of interesting because I won't lie, I'm a bit doubtful of his version of events. And what if he just is hard all the time and he's just pretending he's got a huge dick? He's like, no.
Yeah, as I said, some period of time that got to go down. Like it don't.
Well, not if it's a huge penis, Karen. It can't go down. Okay, he has a huge penis that's huge all the time.
Penises are not hard all the time.
I didn't say hard all the time. Huge all the time. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
I can relate to this. I've lost several jobs myself because of having a huge penis. I'm like, am I not getting this job at IHOP because my dick is gigantic? And they're like, no, it's because you have 3 felonies on your resume. I'm like, oh, so it's my dick is huge? Okay, thank you. You don't want to say, I get it. You don't want to embarrass me. It's fine.
You don't want to tell me the truth. You don't want to hurt my feelings.
Yeah. Every time he gets told no for anything, it's like, huge dick. Yeah, I get it. Would you like to go on a date sometime? No, thank you. Wow. So you discriminate against huge dicks, huh?
My eyes up here.
I didn't know you was a penisophobe.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you okay. You see, because a lot of y'all penophobics always trying to make me feel bad for just having a huge dick. Ladies. All right.
Trying to make me feel bad.
Let's move it to a different topic. All right. Let's shuffle along to a different topic. Let's talk about fucking with black people.
We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them people because they black. We're just fucking with them black people. We're just fucking with them blacks. We're just fucking
with black people.
Hey, hey,
By the way, the obvious solution to solve his problem is he has to go swimming before every job interview. And then he can only work in cold places. Duh. All right. Fucking with black people. Let's talk about it. Summer Walker is in the news.
Okay. I know I've heard that name.
She got dragged because she put up a post on her Instagram stories that said, need a male assistant, $2,000 a month, age 25 and older, ATL, have to have a car, have to know how to build stuff, preferably white or gay, just saying, shrug emoji. summerwalker@gmail.com. And doesn't give a fuck about who I am in my music, just need you to come work. That was her posting. So, Karen, what do you think?
She might as well said fight or thoughts, because that's all people gonna do after that comment.
$2,000 a month, first of all.
That ain't no money.
Yeah. Number one. $2,000 a month. I mean, it's something, but it ain't exactly life-changing money, for a lot of people.
You got some really high standards for 2K.
Yeah, I guess I always say everything's a lot of money if you ain't got it, like whatever amount you make up the amount. It's been times in my life where $5 was a lot. It's been times in my life where 500 was a lot. It don't,
yeah,
but that being said, it ain't gonna be too many people that can be a full-time assistant. Interesting that she said male and then white or gay. I think that's where everybody got offended.
Agreed.
And obviously, because let's say that you really that's really what you believe. So I have so many problems with this shit. You're right. It's a Facebook meme.
Yes, it
Number
is.
one, why would you post this on your Instagram?
Right. Like I said, she might as well end that with thoughts.
Talking about you want somebody that don't know about your music. They just come to work. Social media is the worst place to post it.
Come on.
Everybody on there knows who you are and what you do, and they actually care way more about that than they care about you.
Yeah, you'd have been better off just putting that shit on LinkedIn or something and not associating your name with it. Then you would have got like random people. And
then the white or gay thing was just super weird too. It just seems just very weird. Yeah, 0 to 100.
Oh, I ain't trying to be funny. This is 0 because I just don't give a fuck about it. Because like I said, you might as well end it with thoughts, and it's one of them Facebook meme posts where it's like you might as well say fight. So I just don't care.
Okay, well, she tried to explain it. I'm on maternity leave. I'm not working. We have no shows. We have no club appearances. We have nowhere to go and nothing to do. Told somebody to come over here once a week to take my fucking trash out. Shit like that. Put some gas in my car. Shit I don't feel like doing. But that is not y'all's business. I don't have to explain that to you. Well, you made it everybody's business when you posted on social media.
Yes, you did.
And then to be talking about why a white man, why a gay man. I've always hired black people. Everybody that works for me is black. If I want to hire a white person, y'all sound like y'all discriminating. What's the problem? First of all, don't nobody know all that.
They sure don't.
Number two, you still put that shit out there. This is my thing. If you want to discriminate, do it the white way.
Right.
List a job and then just don't hire no niggas.
Right.
Oh, we actually filled the position yesterday. Oh, is it? But when I walked in and was black? Yes. I want a gay man because I don't want nobody hitting on me. I want a white person, honestly, because you niggas, y'all know how niggas act. This is not making this better.
She doubled down. She tripled down.
I like that this is her explanation on how to make it better. Like she like, no. Let me clear this up. I don't want a black person because you niggas know how niggas act, right?
You niggas know niggas.
Man.
And niggas be niggering.
I'm honestly really tired. But that's a different fucking story. How about we mind our business? She said as she made
Posted
it
a public post. This is the dumbest shit ever. You go public and then the public gives you their opinion and then you go, why y'all got all these goddamn opinions?
Yeah. Here's the thing I keep thinking about. And it's something I've been thinking about for a long time. Because it's something even I used to do, and I don't do it anymore. When you put something on social media, but you want to be extremely controlling of how it is used, how it's responded to,
right?
And then you get upset with the people who don't read your mind and perform it in the right way, or just the people that are gonna take things the wrong way because they always do,
and out of context. Yeah, because that's what they do. That's their jam.
100% of the time, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't mean that to absolve those people when that they do fucked up shit and stuff. Though they're fucked up, and a lot of times they make shit worse, right? Mm-hmm. But when the emotional impact of it gets to you and hurts you and makes you angry, upset, or whatever it is, that part's on you because you knew this part was coming. And so there's things I'll go back and read my Facebook memory sometimes and be like, God damn, why was I even sharing this much? It's not going to change anything. It's not really anybody's business. And it really shouldn't matter to me if people know or don't know certain things about me.
Correct.
Or how I feel on every topic. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, that's something maybe I would want a friend to know, want my wife to know. I don't necessarily need everybody to know this about me.
Nope.
And it normally meant something was wrong, like I was bored, I was insecure, I was angry or disappointed about something else, and I'm on social media and I'm saying things that really should stay inside of my fucking head unless I have a better reason, you know. And so I think her saying mind your business after making it everyone's business is not just a celebrity thing, it's a person in a mentally unhealthy place thing. Like, you self-sabotage is how I look at it. It's like what I said is self-cutting. When I used to go look at like message boards that talk shit about our podcast, to be like, wow, like, oh my God, they're still talking shit. They're talking about this, they're talking about that. And at the end of the day, I had to go, but what's the impulse in me that made me want to see it? Because I had to, like, the first time, sure. The first time you don't know. But then the next time you do know what's out there, and they're not really listening to you. They don't really care about you. They're not thinking of you as a human being and that would see this and be hurt by it.
Correct.
In a healthy way. They're not your friends.
Nope.
So why am I obsessing over seeing this sometimes? And it's like saying, I want to cut myself. I want to feel something. I want to feel bad. I want to feel angry. And like, once I realized that, I legitimately stopped doing that. You know, I was like, oh no, this isn't healthy or productive. So I look at her, I think she's only 25. I think she's young. And I go, she needs to get to a place where she's not self-sabotaging, because even if she has these fucked up beliefs, I think they're fucked up. Even if she has these fucked up stereotypical beliefs, they're beliefs that should stay in her head. And if she wants to go hire a babysitter or something through the grapevine, she should go do that in the privacy of her own home.
Correct. If
she doesn't want to deal with people's opinions on it.
I agree.
Because when you say something like this, you're just setting yourself up to have to go explain it to everybody later. And look at you. You look stupid to me.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things where at least you recognize that there are a lot of people out there today that have been dealing with that for years, and they don't understand why. That's because they don't recognize that's the problem. They're doing it out of habit. They're doing it because they're bored. They're doing it because this is what I do. And yet they keep getting the same results. They keep, for a lot of people, mentally it fucks you up, makes you sad, it makes you depressed, it makes you anxious. It allows these strangers to have more power over you and your real function in life, these strangers on the internet, that it actually should. And like I said, everybody's on the internet. It's just and the internet is a drug. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, no matter what social media is a drug. So it's like, do you want to take a whole lot of drugs? Do you want to take a little bit of the drugs? Either way, everybody's addicted to the drugs, and you have to control how much of it you take in.
Yeah, and honestly, this is the thing I talk about when I talk about these young folks growing up in this era and getting famous in this era, and how I think we're going to look back at the impacts of this shit on people's mental health and be like, this was bad in a lot of ways. Like, there were times when it was good. It's not all bad all the time, but in a lot of ways, the pressure and the focal point of having attention, and then the observation of your life as content, and then watching your ups and downs and judging and ridiculing it just doesn't lead people to a good place. And the wounds that get exposed are the things that make it the most, in a way, like, unforgivable. You know what I'm saying? Like, the things we remember, like, I felt kind of bad the other day when Kirstie Alley died, and my first thought was, oh, that's the MAGA woman. Kirstie Alley's life, she's the Chairs woman. She's, I think the show Fat Actress or something. Like, she's been a bunch of different things, a bunch of different ways, done a lot of work. I'll remember a lot of that in my life. And yet, because of social media, my first thought was a very negative thought about this woman who the fuck knows what she was going through at the end of her life. And obviously I don't support anybody that fuck with Trump like that. So it's not like a matter of like sympathy for the devil. Like, she was a good person. It's just more like, damn, there used to be a time where I just didn't know. And I don't necessarily want to. Like, unlike a lot of people who I think are addicted to like needing to know every bad thing. I actually don't want to know this shit. I think, and because it becomes this other thing that is no longer about knowing stuff, and it's more about needing to learn things to justify negativity that you already have that you want to put on other people. And so that's why I feel a lot of times the people don't even fit the mold of the negativity, and we're still hating on these people because we just are getting together to be miserable together. And so I think with her, with Summer Walker, she's probably been on the brunt end of that because she's said and done some fucked up shit, and she's in a cycle now because this is her own goal. You didn't have to tell nobody this. You could have just did this shit behind closed doors. But I think she's part, like, at least from what I've seen online, she's part of the cycle of, I want to say something, then I want to fight with these people and feel miserable, and then go back and lick the salt lick again, hoping to satisfy my thirst, but I'm just thirstier again.
Yeah, and is one of those things to where it's kind of a catch-22, because like you said, this generation of celebrity and not all celebrities, but a percentage of them actually made their brand and who they are, and they became famous online. And so it's difference between this and like a generation or two before, where it was literally just word of mouth. People had to spread people. That's why you had years ago when people died, people come out and do these tell-all books, or some of the people that we love now, guess what they did? The same shit these people were doing today. We just didn't know. They beat their wives, they beat their girlfriends, they sexually assaulted, they was out here doing all types of fucked up shit. But you let some of these old jams play and everybody go, that's my jam, that's my shit, that's my jam. I don't care what y'all got to say. This is one reason why I'm just children, because we are no different. But a lot of shit we just didn't know. Now, since everything's instant, now since everything is in your face, and also I think for a lot of people, they want to know everything so they can judge and hold you in this state forever.
Well, I just want to be clear though, because I'm not even talking about the egregious shit like sexual assault and violence and stuff like that. I'm saying, like, we hate people at this point for just like shit they tweeted or thought, things we just disagree with, you know what I mean? And so I think anyway, Summer Walker's just on my list of like people of young people that are very social media present and always in some shit. Yeah, that I'm like, oh, there's some deeper going on with them, but in this cycle of judgment, ridicule, and then them doubling down, she's so stuck in that we'll never know what it is until maybe she gets older.
Yes, and my comment was about we just didn't know like that.
It's just I would just like to say, but I guess what I'm saying is, when you know something like sexual assault or something, I think that's totally reasonable and makes sense, whether it's from an old person back in the day or a new person.
It's still fucked up. Yes,
not just that it's fucked up, but like I get the ridicule. Mm-hmm. Like finding out the shit with Bill Cosby, I wasn't like, well, that was back in the day, and so I just wanted to make sure that I was delineating my point. I was like, right. I get what you're saying, and I agree, and it's relevant, especially when we talk about stuff like, say, Chris Brown or XXXTentacion.
That's more
Tupac.
What I was thinking about.
Yeah, Dr. Dre. But I'm talking about this shit isn't even that. It's like, we literally wouldn't know this without social media, because these are their thoughts. These aren't actions or things you learned about through the grapevine.
Agreed.
This kind of shit, you would have just, oh, she has a white gay assistant. We would have never known the thought process.
Right.
Like a bunch of black people in Hollywood probably got white gay male assistants. We would have never known that they were out there going, because I know how niggas act. Now I'm like, fuck you. Anyway, for me, I give it a 50. I think it's pretty fucked up that she did that. And she just always in some shit, man. I just, it's like, she just seemed like a person that probably need to get it together, because it's like, how are you always the one in some shit?
Yeah, her and Azalea Banks are like two people that are here, but and it's nothing against either one of them.
They just always in some shit.
Yeah, and that's all I know them for. I know they probably make good music and people rock their shit, but I guess they just a generation below me where I just never got into it.
It's just that internet shit, man. We know about their internet fuck ups because that's what the internet is about now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like every headline, Summer Walker doesn't take baths or some shit, and now you're gonna be like, what? That's what I know her for. Let's see what else happens. A reporter has apologized for misquoting Van Jones. So originally there was a tweet that went viral of a reporter saying that Van Jones apologized to the Jewish community for the silence of the community allowing an African-American icon praising Hitler and Nazis, basically trying to say it was about Kanye, right? And that he was apologizing, saying black people did not do enough to denounce Kanye. And so that's what the first quote was. He apologized to the Jewish community for the silence of my community, allowing an African-American icon praising Hitler and Nazis, and we act like we don't know where that hatred came from. But he says the silence is over. Yeah, yay, nah, Jones repeats, sending a message to Kanye West, who changed his legal name to Ye for spreading hate against Jews. Jones says, you're going to see a change going forward, noting the historic relations between the Jewish and the black communities. So then the dude put out an update. He said, clarification. Van Jones did not apologize for the alleged black silence about Kanye. To the contrary, he stressed that many in his community are speaking out forcefully. In the speech, he said he was sorry that he and others didn't do more before Kanye. Apologies for any confusion.
And then those are two completely different statements.
Definitely are. He said, thanks for the apology and correction. If I had said black folks weren't holding Kanye accountable, that would have been a lie, because zillions of us have condemned Ye. Let's stick together and get louder versus hate. When black people and Jewish people get divided, democracy falters. When black people and Jewish people come together, democracy advances. That's practically the only time democracy advances, he said. Well, I'm glad they cleared that up, because I definitely think that first version of that would have just been so egregiously wrong, and it would have made me more upset with Van Jones than I normally am about what he does. But the other thing I'll say is, even the initial, before Ye, we weren't saying anything, is kind of some bullshit. I don't know that there's ever going to be a community outside of the community affected that speaks louder on any topic. You pick the topic. People like to get on social media and take credit for shit, but at the end of the day, people experiencing something are probably going to be louder about their experiences. It's their experiences.
Yes.
But black people always, I shouldn't say always, but for the most part, the intersections with blackness and activism and speaking out, I mean, we pretty much always have at least some group within the community being like, hey, this is some bullshit. Yeah. And normally because we're comparing it to what we've been through.
Yeah. And because it's a part of survival. And for a lot of people, be it fair or unfair, they're kind of thrust into these positions, but sometimes whether they want to or not. And we talked about this before. I think people ought to have the right to be like, hey, I don't want to be at the forefront. I don't want to be this activist, but people want to put the pressure on you to do it when everybody don't want to fight. Some people are like, hey, I'm black. Some races happen. Okay, it's been addressed. I'm going to go on back to my normal regular ass life. I don't want to deal with everything that comes with this speaking up front.
I think also I think he said this to style himself as some type of black leader, because how can you speak for all of it? No more. We will not let this. It's like, Van Jones, you're probably speaking to a room full of white people because that's how you've been getting down and making your money for the last 10 years or so.
Right.
And you're not within the community in a position where people view you as a leader. No. The main people that put him on a pedestal as a leadership type of guy seem to be white people, including Donald Trump. So it's just hard for me to not be annoyed by this dude in general. But 0 to 100.
This gets about 25.
Yeah, I give it 25 as well. That's a good score. I mean, the retraction helps, and I'm not a guy that's just gonna give him 100 just for showing up. I don't think he's that bad.
No, and the 25 kind of came from the reporter actually stating the statement wrong.
Yeah,
you
set Van Jones up, and you know how Black Twitter feel about Van Jones. So glad they clarified, but I know them mentions was on fucking fire because everybody was like, not again. All right, last one. Emancipation, the new movie starring Will Smith, coming to Apple TV.
Okay.
Or Apple Plus or whatever they're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
The producer of that movie,
the person with the money,
his name is Joey McFarlane. He apologized after sparking a controversy for walking down the red carpet at the Emancipation premiere with the original photo of an enslaved man known as Peter that inspired the film.
What was the reason behind it? Was it purpose? Or you like trying to, you just had it just to have it? Like, I don't understand.
He said something. I saw the clip and it was like, I thought it was important that a piece of him be here at this movie to, like, you know, because it's a movie that's kind of tributing and honoring him, and it just looked bad because it's a white man in a suit on a red carpet, pulling a picture of a slave whose back is whipped and scarred, that iconic picture we've all seen, out of his back pocket and showing it to a camera, and then kind of happily saying like what it means to him. And regardless of his intentions, right, and you know, I'm not trying to demagogue the guy or whatever, but regardless of whatever the fuck his intentions were, it was not going to come off well.
No, if maybe it's just me. If anybody would have did that, I could have seen Will Smith do that, and Will Smith walk out with
right. It. And even he probably wouldn't have done that.
No, and if he would have did something like this, you don't have it in your back pocket. You have it like in a picture frame. You have it displayed. You have it so everybody know that is the purpose of it. If that makes sense, you don't actually be like, "Hey, look at this."
Right. So he wrote a long ass apology. I wholeheartedly apologize to everyone I've offended by bringing a photograph of Peter to the Emancipation premiere. My intent was to honor this remarkable man and to remind the general public that his image not only brought about change in 1863, but still resonates and promotes change today. After uncovering Peter's origin story with help from diligent historians, I spent the last few years working with the Emancipation creative team in order to bring his story to life so worldwide audiences will have an opportunity to appreciate his heroism. Hope my actions don't distract from the film's message. It did. Peter's story and just how much impact he had on the world. Throughout the research and development of Emancipation, I discovered photographs of overlooked and historically important individuals whose stories are needed to be told. One photograph of Martin Delaney is on loan to the National Portrait Gallery and currently on exhibit. My plan was always to donate the photographs to the appropriate institution in consultation with the community. And I believe there's no better time than to begin that process than now. Yeah, it's hot out here. You hot right now. You might want to get this picture back where it belongs. These photographs, which existed before me, will be around long after I'm gone. They belong to the world. My goal has always been to find the right permanent home and make sure because I'm sure people were like, you own this? You own this piece of memorabilia.
Oh, so he owns it.
Yeah.
Nigga, like I said, if you want to make a statement, have it in the picture frame somewhere where people can walk by and look at it. You can stand beside it and talk about it. And
it was a very small picture that he put out of his pocket. Like, it wasn't a huge picture, but it just it just looked bad.
Oh, okay. Is that the end? I'm sorry.
Of his apology?
Yeah, no, of the story. I'm sorry.
I'm almost done with his apology. But he says, and most importantly, that the individuals depicted in the photographs are remembered and their stories are told with the greatest dignity and respect. I'm trying to find the Twitter clip of him pulling it out, because it was one of those things where, like, and this is, my twisted sense of humor, so don't get mad at me. As he was doing it, I was laughing like, no, like he not doing what, he is. Let me see if I can show it to y'all. Once again, let me know if y'all can't hear the sound. We know how this thing goes. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. If you don't, we'll start over. So can they hear?
I don't know. I don't hear.
Chat room, let me know. Can you hear?
Sound.
No sound. Okay, that's what I thought. Give me 1 second. Every time I do it that way, it says no sound. And every time I do it the other way, everybody's like, we hear the sound or whatever the fuck. Anyway, all right, let's try it now.
Tell me how you came to own the photo and why it was important for you to, once you did.
Even she's shocked that he started pulling the photo out.
Yeah, because we're talking to you. You could have just made a statement and kept it pushing.
Right. Like, and I think in his mind, he's thinking, I keep it on me because it's that important. And I want to show y'all how much I'm down and I care and it matters and it's so important to me. And it's not coming off that way, unfortunately. Not the black folks.
I have the photo. This is the original photograph from 1863. And I wanted it to be here tonight. I wanted a piece of Peter to be here tonight. Sadly, it's sadly to say so many artifacts and photographs have not been preserved or curated or respected. And I took it upon myself to curate and build a collection for future generations. You know, I've been collecting for, a very long time. My collection will be donated at the end of my life for educational purposes. And it's something I just want to give back. But for me, my love of history, my love of truth, my love of larger than life individuals that had an impact on not just some people's lives, but the world. It's worth fighting for. It's worth preserving. The
thing I would say about this, I really think his heart is in the right place. And I don't mean to get too fucking deep, but I'm going to a little bit. White people's sense of needing to own a thing is so prohibitive to their growth, because this is not like a black person reclaiming something for our people of like, like I bought this land and it used to be the land that they enslaved my people. This is not like that. What do you get out of owning it? Because at the end of the day, even if you donated at the end of your life, what usefulness did you get out of it personally when the only place it's exhibited is your house or it's on loan somewhere? Because you have to own it. In a movie that I would assume is about to be about freedom and how black people are not commodities, this shit being an heirloom or being a piece of memorabilia for you, I know he doesn't mean it. I would imagine. A matter of fact, I know he doesn't mean. I don't know this man, but I know he doesn't mean it this way.
You can tell.
But it don't matter.
Nope.
Because you have to take one more deeper level of understanding and thought, and you realize I shouldn't even own this shit. If I want to go see it, it should be in the fucking NMAHC or whatever, like the Blacksonian. Like it should be somewhere where the community has a say about what is to happen with it, where is it to be displayed, whether it's honor, reverence, solemnness, whatever. It's not for me, white guy, to put in his mansion or his house or his display case or carry it around in his back pocket to a film premiere. I think that's where he got fucked up. But what do I know? I think Darren Ravel said it best.
Sure, I have over 9 MLK signed items. I am a humongous fan of what he's done, and over the last 7 years, I've collected a lot of things. It's not only MLK, it's a lot of Black history. I own a Rosa Parks signed NAACP card. So it was pretty shocking today how I was called racist when I am a student and lover of Black history. And it was I never expected the reaction that I got today. I'm sorry if people think that a white man can't enjoy Black history. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry if people think that a white man can't love Martin Luther King. But to me, that seems pretty counterintuitive. You got me?
Yeah, they got you. Hey, football Bill.
You got me?
One of the greatest clips of all time. I never get a reason to play that till today. Oh, one of the greatest clips of all time. You got me? There's never been a whiter. You got me?
You got me?
Oh, so good. And of course, the other part I love.
I'm sorry if people think that a white man can't enjoy Black history.
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry if people think that a white man can't love Martin Luther King.
Sound like J.L. Covan after he saw that Ava DuVernay movie.
Oh no!
2 years after he saw it, he didn't like it at first. But anyway, my point being, that's how this dude feels a little bit. Like, I don't think he's obviously he didn't get as angry and indignant as Dan as my man did, because he was like, I'm gonna donate this shit. Let's start the process now. Get this heat off my back. But yeah, it's just, bro, you're at the movie where you're at the movie. You're here. You don't get it. And I'm sure nobody felt comfortable telling him, because like he's the money man that's producing the film. So who gonna tell him? Hey, first of all, I appreciate the $100 million, and I'm glad this means so much to you. We can't wait to tell the story of Peter. It's very important. This is my passion project. Antoine Fuqua, I've been trying to get this shit made my whole life. Will Smith said he never play a slave in a movie. He promised his daughter that. And he's gonna play this man who was enslaved. But this picture though, I feel like maybe don't bring this picture to work no more, ever, or the premiere, and maybe not have it in your house, and maybe give it away. Like, no one's gonna say that. So anyway, 0 to 100.
This gets a 75, and the reason why it gets a 75 is because a lot of times white people learn about other cultures and they quote unquote know about them, but they don't actually learn about
right
them.
Yeah, some Indiana Jones shit.
Yes, and that's the thing, because if he would have really, and what's so sad, the whole movie is about slavery and all these other things, so at no period of time that you actually sit down with all these historians and all these people, all these black and brown people, which you probably met with to do this shit, all these people, that you've done this, and even other white people that study this shit, that ask you, have reverence. Now, any time that you sit back and really go, I should actually educate myself about it, because if you would have had some form of education, if somebody sit down and talk to you, anybody would have told you that was a terrible fucking idea.
I think he is educated about. I think what we're talking about is something I've noticed with a lot of people, talking about emotional intelligence.
Yes,
that's different. Yeah, there's no book that's gonna teach you you shouldn't own this shit. Correct. Or you shouldn't even seek to own it. And if you want to be a true ally, you would maybe take your money, buy this shit, and then immediately give it away, not pull it out your pocket like a fucking Pokemon card. Like, there's an emotional intelligence that's missing, and I don't know what's to be done about that, because that's a thing that you have to really work on, and a lot of people just don't innately have.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yes, and I've realized that over the years of just interacting with people, and particularly being online, I realized a lot of people's, they just don't have like they can think of basic shit when it comes to emotions.
For most people's emotional intelligence and empathy extends to just what reminds them of themselves.
Correct. And a lot of the people's emotional intelligence are stunted as children, and they never grow outside the emotional intelligence they had as a child, and now they're a fucking full ass grown ass adult with the emotional intelligence of a 12-year-old.
It's something we don't work on.
Agreed.
Like intelligence people can kind of work on, like your book smarts and your that kind of stuff. You can kind of work on that. There's an empathy, there's a you read a book, you watch a video, you learn. But emotional intelligence, people don't really work on that. Like,
no, because
maybe if you get old enough and you go to therapy or something, you decide to do it yourself. But for the most part, it's not something we really encourage or penalize, the lack of.
Correct. And maybe I'm speaking for myself, but as a woman, a cishet straight woman, you're almost forced to become emotional intelligent. Like your emotional intelligence can't, like, there are some women with low emotional intelligence, but on the average, most young girls are forced to be emotional intelligence. Like, this is something that's upon you. Like, you have to have empathy and sympathy. You have to have understanding. You have to have compassion. You have to know these things in order to function in the world, because for a lot of women, it is life and death for us if we do not understand the shit that's happening around us emotionally, so that we can be in tune with the things that are happening around us.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely agree with that. So yeah, anyway, I give it a 75. I think the thing that bothers me the most, or fucks with me the most, this is a good white person.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean that in like a pat them on the back, give them cookies way. I mean, this is a person that put in some work, but at the end of the day, they're not us. They're not black, so they just don't get it. And the most you can almost hope to get them to understand is that they don't get it. You know, for most people, there's some white people that really truly have a lot of empathy and understanding in a way that is almost preternatural. And in those cases, you go, oh, they get it. And you don't know necessarily how and why they get it, but they just get it. We all know a couple of these white folks probably in our lives where you're like, oh, that person just gets it, and they're not pandering or bullshitting me. They just innately. He's a guy that probably has to work at it. I've been around white people before where they're good on paper. They're A+ white people when it comes to the racial litmus test or whatever. Mm-hmm. But a lot of it's because they're constantly working in their head to undo white supremacy in their brains.
It's a process
to get to a point where they can even just like completely like have a conversation. And for me, those friendships have never really worked out because they don't feel comfortable around me, because I feel like they're working. And in my friendship space, I strive to get people to a point where they don't have to work. Like, you're friends when you feel the most comfortable, when you don't have to front, when you cannot understand something, when you don't have to always take some type of equation.
And you can tell it's like put a math, real. Yeah. It's like this and this group is hot and this group is, versus just naturally being a part of.
And I get it. It's difficult. There's a lot of emotional people. A lot of people, marginalized folks, are angry and taking it out on other folks and stuff. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I don't really doubt the dude's heart. I just found this to be so white. Mm-hmm. And I think, that's the reason I can't give it like a 0 or 25, because I am fucked with this. Mm-hmm. This is an example of like a person that did a lot to get to this moment and almost threw the whole fucking movie away. It's hard enough you got Will Smith as the lead, and obviously he did this movie before the Chris Rock shit, but your whole rollout of this is gonna end up being him talking about Chris Rock and smacking him and shit, which is already hard as fuck because you're not selling the movie, you're selling Will Smith the person back to the world. Like, is it okay for me to exist yet? That ain't a good place to be in the first place. And then at the premiere, you got this shit. So yeah, 75. All right, let's move on. Still a little bit of Black capitalism, so we can give our sponsor a shout out. Definitely want to make sure they get they love. Why am I? Oh, let's go with the other Black capitalism theme song. Oh wait, no, where am I at? Oh, I found it. Never mind. I found a short version.
Shout out to Will Smith. I hear y'all talking, but the only thing I'm listening to is that paper. Every day we get into that paper. Woo! I hear the money talk. I see you later. Every day we get into that paper. I hear the money talking, see you later. Don't think I forgot Harry Stubbs supposed to be on the $20 bill.
That's right, Black capitalism. This segment is brought to you by AfroGrindCoffee. AfroGrindCoffee provides originally sourced coffee beans straight from the motherland, not the other land. Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Kenya specifically. If there's one thing I know about the Black Guy Who Tips listeners, is that they be grinding, and you need fuel for the grinding. And I'm not talking cocaine. Shout out to Pusha T. I'm talking about that caffeine, the legal kind. Afro Grind Coffee is the fuel for my grind. I had some this morning. I had a meeting with the game theory people. We need to talk about some things. And I said, I need to wake up. You know what's going to do the trick? This Afro Grind Coffee straight from Tanzania. My man Omat wants to empower people to follow their dreams, especially black and brown people who face many obstacles. A cup of fresh Afro Grind Coffee is your daily inspiration and a reminder to continue grinding through the struggle. And let me tell you something, man. When I grind them beans up, because it's beans, you got to get a grinder, y'all. They're not expensive, but you need one. When I grind them beans up, the smell, the aroma of the fresh coffee, it hit different, y'all.
It does.
It hits different. So yeah, you can get you some by going to AfroGrindCoffee.com and putting in code TBGWT for a 10% discount. It's the perfect gift for the coffee lover in your life. And it's almost the holidays. Okay, get them some for Kwanzaa.
Get on it.
All right, let's talk about these black folks that's making money. Steph Curry documentary, underrated, heads to Apple. Yeah, Steph Curry got him his own documentary. Apparently it's about his college and pro career. So it's going to talk about how, he was underrated. Now, if they don't have no footage of me and Justin fouling him at the YMCA, I'm gonna be a little disappointed.
I don't think that's going to be in
because I'm sure a lot of people don't know this because he hasn't talked about it. But all that stuff he does after a jump shot, he got that from me and Justin. Okay, we used to be busting his ass and talking shit, and we taught him how to stun on motherfuckers. And I'm a little disappointed because he never gave me or Justin the credit we deserve.
Never gave y'all the credit.
But we gave him that. We didn't give him nothing else. I mean, jump shot from his daddy. I don't know. The growth spurt came on his own. He drank some milk. I don't know. The handles, all that's him. But the hit a shot and then be like acting crazy, that's me. That's Justin. And I'm a little disappointed that
that's your imprint.
But I'm not gonna be mad at him. Get your money, player.
Get your money.
Get your money, boo-boo. We love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Megan Thee Stallion makes history as the first black woman on the Forbes 30 Under 30 cover.
Let's go.
First?
How is it? How, Sway?
What?
How long Forbes been around? Since 1882?
Right.
It's been around forever.
Y'all couldn't find one?
All these famous black people.
Not CJ Madam Walker or nobody. Anyway, that's the oldest reference I can think of. Anyway,
not Mahalia Jackson. I mean,
right. But yeah, she. But I guess it's 30 Under 30 is supposed to be about earnings, so I guess it's really more about the world. Like no black woman has made enough money to be on the 30 Under 30 list in the history.
So niggas don't start making money until they over 30.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. She got the royalties, ticket sales, endorsements, and merchandise. She earned $13 million in 2022. Her endorsement resume includes Nike, Revlon, Cash App, Popeyes, and Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
And she's getting that Marvel money. Yeah, she's a hardworking woman. I follow her on Instagram, and she be, talking about her traveling and shit like that. Like she'll be doing something, and she be like, "Yeah, I did this." Then a few hours later, I was traveling here. I be like, "God damn."
Yeah. When she said she needed, and then she got shot by. When she said she rapped about anxiety, and then when she was on Saturday Night Live and like broke down like crying and shit, it was like, yeah, I can see that. Like she pushed herself hella hard.
Yes, she does.
That's baller. Floyd Mayweather drops $330,000 on a Porsche after shopping spree at Art Basel.
I don't even know where that is.
In Florida, in Miami. But yeah, he bought a Porsche, and that's after he bought $1.7 million on art pieces at Art Basel. Yeah, one of the art pieces, I thought this was funny on social media. They had video of it. One of the art pieces was you put your debit card in an ATM, and then it displays your balance. And people was like putting their cards in to show their balance to see who had like the highest balance and all this stuff.
Nigga, no.
I know. And there was some people were scared to do it and stuff. But yeah, I was like, that's art. Interesting.
That's art. Happen to be like, this negative. It's gonna take your car. In fact, you owe me.
And more Black capitalism news. We'll end on this one.
Okay.
Ex-Louisiana Democratic Party chief Karen Carter Peterson pleads guilty to fraud involving gambling with campaign funds.
She out here getting her smuggy on?
Every day we get into this paper.
Shout out to Smuggy. That's a verb.
Smuggy Mitchell. If y'all listen to pregame, y'all don't know much about that.
Y'all don't know much. Shout out to the pregame.
Former Senator Karen Carter Peterson entered the plea before U.S. District Judge Sarah Vance. Court records show documents filed Monday outlined a scheme in which she diverted more than $94,000 in campaign funds for personal use, including for casino gambling. Prosecutor says she also arranged for another $53,000 in state Democratic funds to be kicked back to her by associates she arranged to be hired by the party, who remain unidentified as of Monday because snitches get stitches.
Damn, this shit is she out here with these black women that's taking first class only and shit like that?
Might be. I think that was also in Louisiana.
I bet you whatchamacallit gonna be her judge Applebottom. That's not her name, but you know what I'm talking about. The black woman gonna be her judge. She gonna be that hook me up.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I forget her name. Pinky, Judge Pinky, something
yeah,
like I forget her
Applebottom.
name.
My bad.
Yeah. You know what's funny about this is I wonder if this is what happens. Is this what happened when your party doesn't have a fair shot of winning elections? So it's like, you know what, man? Why should I spend money to get out the vote when I could just go put it all on red?
Come on.
I can
32 on black.
We can rent out Bourbon Street and have a time, or we can actually try to win this election that we know they ain't gonna let us win. Yeah. So she is gonna be sentenced today.
Oh shit!
Sentencing was scheduled today, and maximum
she might
sentence
already be sentenced.
Maximum sentence of 20 years, but it's uncertain how harsh her sentence will be. She did sign a plea agreement and cooperated with prosecutors.
Okay, but then they're gonna listen to years.
Yeah. Her attorney said earlier this month that she paid back all the fraudulently obtained money. Vance has given attorneys until November 30th to file arguments regarding the sentencing. She's 52. She was elected to the state house in 1999 and to the state senate in 2010. She ran twice unsuccessfully for Congress. She lost a U.S. House election last year to another New Orleans Democrat, Troy Carter. So yeah, but hey, look, that's black capitalism. You love to see us get dirty. Okay, that's the American dream. Okay, black capitalism not always a good feel good story, y'all. And I'm looking on for news about her to see.
Oh, see, there's an update.
I don't see any updates from the day, so I guess we'll find out later.
Push the trial back or some shit.
Yeah, everything I see is from like a month ago is the latest update, and it said she was disbarred. So, all right, y'all, that's it for black capitalism. Let's do some guess the race, and then we'll get out of here. This time for guess the race. 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 You know, before we get into Guess the Race, I have to talk about another podcast that we listen to from time to time. We even were featured on a couple times. It's called Best of the Left. And it's unlike anything else out there because it's all about curation rather than creation. Jay Tomlinson has been producing the show since its inception. And I'm talking about deep in the game, like 16 years.
A long time.
Like before podcasts was podcasts, they,
Yeah, you had to have tech savvy.
Yeah, back when you had the rotating wheel on the iPod, okay?
Mine here somewhere.
The one that looked like a brick.
You could literally knock somebody out with that.
Yeah, you probably can't fit one podcast on it with the memory space now, but
right.
Anyway, he's used his years of experience to shape each episode in ways that dive deeper and bring out more details on topics than is usually possible from a single source. What he does is he curates a bunch of stuff, him and his team. They curate stuff from all over the spectrum of progressive social podcast and entertainment, and they put it in one place. Each show is basically centered around a topic, and it allows people to go into deeper dives and more information. I remember
it's very educational.
They took a clip from Karen after Baltimore, after Freddie Gray died, and there was some uprising in Baltimore, and Karen just went off for like 10, 15, 20 minutes. I don't remember how long it was. I just fell back. And they put that clip on Best of the Left, and we got listeners from that. We got people that loved it. And, it was very cool of them to even do that, So yeah, I check it out. Best of the Left. It's everywhere that you get podcast. We think they do a good job, and it also is a good way to get multiple perspectives, because I know we are left of center. I don't think we're like the extreme progressive wing. We're definitely, we're black and all this other shit, but we got, we have our ways and stuff too.
Yes.
But it's good to get a multiple looks and opinions, and I think they do that over there well.
They do.
All right, guess the race time. Speaking of not progressive, this is a game we go around the globe and we guess the race of the people involved in these stories, and of course Karen and the chat room play along, and they are racist. All right, that's got a little problem. All right, first story. A man was arrested after stealing $1.3 thousand worth of toothbrushes from Walgreens.
What?
Yeah. Yep. $1,375 in toothbrushes. I didn't even know there was that many in there.
Is he trying to buff his body? I mean, you gonna have the most cleanest teeth. I don't understand what you're gonna give it to the homeless. Who needs this many toothbrushes? That's a lifetime worth of toothbrushes.
Employees and other witnesses saw Tracy J. Mofield, 37, as Islam Morado. That sounds like
that's a place.
Islamorada sounds like what races, like what Islamophobic people call a place with too many mosques in it.
Yes.
Where you from, Islamorada or something? Like, no. What?
No. What? How did we get here,
sir? I see you wearing that turban. You Islam. You from Islamorada, ain't you? I'm like, no. I'm from New Jersey, and also I'm a Sikh. Like, calm down. Right. But yeah, he walked out of the store with 6 electric toothbrushes without paying for them. He was then seen driving off in a white Lexus. Wow.
Is he buffing the Lexus with him?
He's like, listen, I need electric toothbrushes to clean these rims. Okay.
Apparently so.
This is a Lexus, baby. They said they found his Lexus, but he sped away. They did not pursue him at the time due to safety concerns. They said he and his Lexus was spotted again later on. Deputy said the suspect told authorities he stole the toothbrushes and threw them off of the Long Key Bridge, and he was booked into the jail. What the fuck kind of electric toothbrushes? 6 of them is worth $1,375.
With them top of the line Soniccares?
It must have been something. They must have been something that I didn't know this was possible.
Two new electric toothbrushes.
I got to do I have to do the math on this. Yeah. 1375 divided by what they say 6. Divided by 6. $230 a toothbrush.
I've looked for them Soniccares. Be like, yeah, we wiggle, we jiggle. Yeah, you're gonna pay $200 something.
I put $229 tooth. This just said tooth repair. Okay, Oral B, $249.
Okay, Oral B.
Non-connect IO series, non-connected devices at Best Buy.
They could connect to your phone now and tell you if you brush your teeth right.
He must have got it on sale. It's $249 at Best Buy. It was $299 before they had it on their sale. So okay, all right. Well, can I guess the race of this man who said he threw the toothbrushes in the fucking off the bridge?
What's his name again?
His name was Tracy J. Mofield.
I'm gonna go white.
All right, let's see the chat room. White enough that be passed over and arrested rather than beaten to death. White. He did not want to spend money for the toothbrushes for his dental practice. White. I can't use electric toothbrushes. I had to get it. Okay. Pearly white. 3 names white. Atlanta Tracy Black. White. Didn't get shot. White is his teeth. White. The correct answer is. And I was waiting for somebody to say white is his teeth, but white. Yes. One person did miss it.
Yeah, for the fact that you got all these toothbrushes, you didn't use them. You throw them over the bridge. You ain't give them to your family, your friends.
I don't believe he did that. I think he really kept them somewhere.
That makes sense because I was like, you ain't stealing no $2 and something toothbrush.
I'm also upset that he's not smiling in his mugshot. If you buy, if you steal $1,300 worth of toothbrushes, you should be smiling in your mug. Yeah.
I spent $200 something on toothbrush. Y'all gonna get all these teeth.
A man hit a store clerk, if you can call him that, over a Karen crack. A Florida man is facing a felony charge for allegedly striking a female Dollar Tree employee who called his wife a Karen during a dispute last night over grocery bags. Police were dispatched around 8:20 p.m. Wednesday to the discount car store in Clearwater following an alleged battery on the 20-year-old worker. According to investigators, Genesis Sanchez Canales, the Dollar Tree employee, we're not guessing her race, got into an argument with a female customer over grocery bags. The customer eventually began to videotape the victim due to the verbal argument. In response to being filmed, Canales called the woman a Karen. At this point, cops alleged the customer's husband open hand slapped the victim to her left cheek. Because it's a slur now, Karen. Your name is a slur. It's the K word. When
I won't take my name back. Make Karen great again. Fuck this, y'all. I'm sorry. I won't take my name back.
I always think of that one song. I think it's when we fresh. Is that Karen's not the same as nigga. Nobody ever called you that with the hand on the trigger.
Come on.
When officers responded to the store, they arrested Jason Allen Dobbins, 41. Since Dobbins has a prior battery conviction, you don't say. He was convicted with a felony for allegedly striking Canales. After being read his rights, Dobbins reportedly said there was a verbal altercation which occurred over the grocery bags, but that he no longer wanted to speak about the Karen confrontation.
We don't want to talk about it no more?
The Karen confrontation coming up next.
Yes!
The Karen
confrontation.
A Clearwater cop reported that the charged offense was observed by an independent witness, and that arrest affidavit offers no specifics about the grocery bag dispute. So guess the race. He did post $2,500 bond in the morning after spending the night in the jail.
White.
All right, let's see what the chat room thinks. Florida thug equal white, 3-name serial killer white. One of the clear crackers from Clearwater. Why he Tay white, and the posted bond? He got to call her K. Okay, white, very offended Karen, white, Karen, white. Correct answer is everyone said white. You got it right. I feel like slapping her did not do what you wanted it to do to disprove that she was a Karen.
All right.
I feel like slapping the person that called her a Karen just solidifies her Karen. It's just like, oh yeah, you definitely is a Karen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so oh my goodness. Oh, the whites are going through it today, having a time. Let's get to the bonus round.
Why? I ain't racist. How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
It's time to get
gold chain wearing, fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey eating, baboon, big guy, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball.
Cops accused Waffle House wallet thief explained that the money was calling me.
What? Like them hash browns? What the hell is this?
Scattered, smothered, chopped, chunked. After being arrested for stealing a wallet that a patron mistakenly left on a Waffle House counter, Juanita Morton reportedly confessed to the. Why are you shaking your head, Karen? Wow. Reportedly confessed to the theft and gave cops an explanation for her actions. The money was calling to me. According to Florida police, the victim paid their Waffle House tab early Monday morning, but forgot their wallet on the counter. The wallet contained credit cards and $2,286 in cash.
Woo! Bold move, that's a lot of cash to have on person.
And at the same time, I feel like the kind of person that has that much cash on hand would be eating at a Waffle House. Like, and I feel like maybe that money wasn't reported to the IRS, if you know what I'm saying.
That money ain't going nobody's taxes.
As a matter of fact, surprise, it's a wallet, not a brown paper bag. As reported by security camera, recorded by security camera, the 47-year-old Morton was seen on video looking around, putting her hat on top of the victim's wallet on the counter. She then slid that hat and the wallet onto her hand with discretion. Morton then quickly leaves the establishment while her husband,
because the cook is the cashier, is the server. They ain't got time to be looking at you.
Morton then quickly leaves the establishment while her husband and child are left inside the restaurant to pay.
What?
Morton, who works at a nursing home, lives about 8 miles from the Waffle House. Aided by
a regular ass customer.
Aided by security footage, police subsequently identified Morton as the theft suspect.
Well, then, yeah, can we get a description? Oh, there she is. She just walked through the front door. Hey, man, are you ready for your number 2? The fuck is this? You 8 miles away.
During questioning the police report, Morton admitted to swiping the wallet because the money was calling to me. She was arrested on felony grand theft charge and booked in the county jail. She was released after posting $2,000 bond with a wallet she found in the police station. Morton's rap sheet includes 4 separate misdemeanor theft convictions. She graduated to felonies. All right, Karen, guess the race of Juanita Morton.
Black.
Karen's going black.
Black, like she like her steak well done.
She needed the Christmas money, nigga shit. It is theft when it's finders keepers? The money was calling me, gave this away before her name did. Black, medtech, black. Trying to buy the kids Christmas, abandoned her entire family for a few grand, black-hearted niggers. Well, she didn't abandon them. She just went out to the car
and sat out there and waited on them.
Yeah, she didn't leave. Black, that's my cousin Black. A selfish darky who should have shared with the staff, and then they wouldn't have snitched. Only white people would be keeping that kind of cash on a white. They just running around. That bitch that took it was a nigga. Jesus, that was it. Sister Kwanzaa, 2K Black. Nah, she was gone Black. She was gone. Cypher, what? What? They said she left him behind while they paid for the meal. Why?
It don't matter.
Isn't it bad enough?
She left her baby and husband. They looked around. Where your mom at? That mom out there sitting in the car. Y'all ready to go? No, well, goddamn. Can we at least finish eating? You're getting texts and page. Hurry up. Get into go bag. We just got our food.
Stop eating and go.
Yeah.
We got waffles at home.
We got waffles at home. That's exactly what she told them. Her husband and the po baby, and they're trying to enjoy their meal. Mama done left them in there.
Oh my God. Oh man, real tears. That version of the theft is way wilder and funnier.
Right, you sitting in your food, bing, ding, ding,
yeah. Ding, ding, but Cypher said she just left like the end of fucking unusual suspects.
Got in the car, left, and they had no ride. Y'all better get an Uber. He get a text. Y'all better get an Uber. But y'all came here with us.
She said $2,000. I get a new family.
Yes.
Shit. Oh man. Anyway, everybody said Black. Everybody, you got it right. Yeah, this picture of her too is just like, oh, I feel like I know her.
Mm-hmm.
So sad. Hope she don't catch a felony. Hopefully the money got back to the person.
Fly through $2,000.
Imagine you the person that got to explain to the cops $2,000 in cash. You know they confiscating that shit until they can figure out where it came from.
Right.
What a pain in the ass. Anyway, Karen, congrats. You went 3 for 3.
Yay!
It's time to wrap this up with some sword ratchetness. Sword ratchetness is when we go around the globe, find different stories about swords, and we try to raise awareness about the scourge that these swords are to our society, because not enough people are talking about them. In this case, a widow of a factory worker who was hacked to death with a samurai sword by drugged up feral teenagers sues the factory bosses for £200,000 for putting him in harm's way.
Oh, don't they go feral when they don't talk about animals?
Yeah, but these are some feral teenagers. They different over there in the UK.
Apparently so.
And there was a rabbit or something. A widow whose husband was hacked to death with a samurai sword by two drugged up feral teenagers is suing his employers. She said that they had him working outside of the pharmaceutical factory, and that put him in danger. He suffered over 100 stab wounds.
Woo, they want to be sure I sue your ass too. What the fuck I'm doing? What does they do? Is his job the groundskeeper? No, the fuck he doing out there?
Suffered over 100 stab wounds in an unprovoked frenzied attack with the martial arts weapon. It was captured on CCTV and his mobile phone.
That's right. They got everything.
His teenager. Go ahead.
They got everything recorded.
His teenager killers, Kieran Arnshaw and Luke Gallagher, 18 and 16 respectively, were jailed for life in September 2020 after pleading guilty to the murder. Wilson was working for the pharmaceutical company as a night shift supervisor. His role was to work inside the factory that made the household cleaning products, as well as the heroin substitute methadone and painkiller codeine. Well, that's what they got him. According to a writ filed in the high court, he and other employees were asked to move on trespassers who outside the factory were a smoking shelter, where a smoking shelter was often used by teens for drinking and taking drugs. So they were like, even though you ain't security, we need you to go out there and confront these kids.
Oh, yeah, I'd sue the hell out of you too. Fuck that. Hire somebody to do this job.
The company where they had a problem is they had previously employed a security firm to patrol the area around the premises. The security firm were dismissed after 3 months as bosses at Thornton and Ross were dissatisfied with their work. Mr. Wilson had worked for the company for 3 years when he and his colleagues noticed a group of youths gathering outside the premises on January 2020 and asked them to leave. While most of the group left, those two remained with the younger teen and claimed he had lost his phone. Wilson helped him look for his phone and then Earnshaw pulled out a blue samurai sword with his tracksuit bottoms and launched the attack. The pair took turns slashing and stabbing Wilson and even attempted to hack off his head.
Goddamn, nobody checked. Nobody was like, hey, where the boss at?
The CCTV footage captured one of the kids saying, who was 15 at the time, shouting, "Get his head! I want to cut his head, Kia! I want to cut his head."
Oh no!
Yeah, I agree. That is not good. That is not how kids should behave. So yeah, his colleague tried to intervene and they got cut. And needed
so was somebody else out there? Okay.
And needed 12-hour surgery to like repair their hands and shit.
Goddamn, they fucked him up too.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. At one point, they even paused the assault to rifle through Mr. Wilson's pockets for money before resuming to repeatedly slash his body and stab him. Mm-hmm. They were arrested. They fled before the police arrived, but were arrested after officers deployed their tasers and incapacitant spray. Interesting. They don't use guns over there, really.
Tasers and incapacitant spray. And the thing is, swords are so inconvenient, quote unquote, that they had to slice them up. Like if they had a gun, who knows? They could have gotten into the building and shot everybody up.
Mm-hmm. Well, still, they shouldn't even have a sword unregistered.
No.
This is why it's important to try to stop this shit, man. All right, y'all. That's it for this episode, and we'll see you Saturday for feedback. And then, like I said, after that, who fucking knows? Because gonna be doing all bunch of shit.
Trying to get our schedule and stuff together. We will be around, so y'all will be hearing from us, just not as consistent as you do now. Shout out to everybody, and yay, Roger, for season 2. I'm happy. I'm excited for you, and I know that the audience is too.
Oh yeah. I'm excited as well, and ready to get to work. All right, y'all. That's it. Until next time. premium people, don't forget, you got any questions, hit me up on the email. All right, until next time, love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye everybody, have a good